Welcome to the Sincerely Deedy podcast, where we explore faith, purpose, and living a life aligned with God's will. In today's episode, we delve into the prevalent issue of unrealistic expectations placed on us by others and society. We'll uncover the reasons behind our inclination to meet these expectations, and most importantly, discover how to find empowerment in living up to God's divine expectation for our lives. Let's talk about it. Society and the people around us frequently set unrealistic standards in various aspects of life, which could lead to immense pressure and stress. And these standards often pertain to career success, relationship, and even our physical appearance. But over time, this pressure can lead to a loss of authentic self as we strive to fit into molds that might not even align with our true nature. So, I want to delve into some personal anecdotes and real life examples to illustrate what I mean about the pressure of conforming to these expectations. So, unrealistic expectations or standards in the career realm often revolve around this idea of success and what it means to be professionally accomplished. I've personally witnessed friends and colleagues, even myself, who felt immense pressure to climb the corporate ladder quickly, achieve higher earnings, and just to constantly excel in their field. And this drive for success can lead to burnout, anxiety, and even a lack of fulfillment. So, for instance, I'll give myself as an example. When I chose my first major in college, it was based on a field that wasn't representative of what I was passionate about. I felt compelled to pursue a more lucrative career field because of societal expectations regarding financial success. And despite my efforts, I was unhappy, unmotivated, and completely stressed out in the beginning of my collegiate experience. And so that just illustrates how conforming to these standards can lead to dissatisfaction and even mental health issues. Unrealistic standards in relationships. That's often manifest in this belief that one must find a perfect partner who fulfills every desire and need. In movies, TV shows, even social media often portray these idealized relationships that can create these unrealistic expectations. People feel pressure to maintain a picture perfect relationship even when they face common challenges. So consider people you may know or have seen online who promote this facade of a picture perfect relationship, right? They're constantly posting these romantic photos and messages on social media portraying an image of a flawless relationship, but in reality, they have more than their share of issues. Yet they continue to present a picture perfect image to meet societal expectations. Unrealistic beauty standards. They're so prevalent in today's culture and they're driven by media, advertisement, and social platforms. And these standards often include being of a certain weight, having flawless skin, fitting into a particular mold of attractiveness. And many individuals, especially our young people, they face this immense pressure to conform to these standards. I see people struggling with body images all the time because of these unrealistic beauty ideas that they encounter on social media. They're compelled to diet excessively and pursue extreme exercise routines and just undergo dangerous procedures to meet these standards, even though they know it's unhealthy and risky to the point of death. And unfortunately, this is tragic, a tragic example of how unrealistic appearance standards can lead to issues like eating disorders and low self esteem. So, why do we strive so hard to meet these expectations? Well, people try to live up to unrealistic standards set by others due to this complex interplay of psychological and emotional factors like fear of judgment. So, human beings are inherently social creatures. Our sense of self worth is often tied to how we are perceived by others. And the fear of being judged negatively can drive people to conform to societal or group expectations, even if those expectations are unrealistic. And that fear of judgment can lead individuals to seek validation and acceptance from peers, families, and even society at large. Furthermore, people who believe they will be judged harshly if they don't meet certain standards may develop a negative self image. And this negative self perception can be emotionally distressing and lead to this constant pursuit of validation and, to counteract these feelings of our own inadequacies. Peer pressure, such a powerful influence, right? Especially during adolescence and young adulthood. Individuals often feel pressured to conform to behaviors and values and standards of their peer groups, even if those standards are unrealistic or unhealthy. The desire to fit in and avoid rejection can drive people to adopt these standards, even if they're detrimental to their well being. Also, people naturally compare themselves to their peers. And when they perceive others are meeting unrealistic standards, they feel compelled to do the same. And so we have this cycle that's been created of competition where individuals are continually trying to outdo one another in pursuit of these standards. Of course, media, including social media, advertisement, all those things that I've just mentioned, they perpetuate these unrealistic beauty, success, and lifestyle standards. And it is just exposure to these idealized images and narratives that creates the desire to emulate them in pursuit of that validation and approval. So, in all these aspects of life, we have this pressure to conform to unrealistic standards, and that can be totally overwhelming and detrimental to our well being. These standards are often manufactured, though. They're promoted in the world. It's not what is in alignment with God's expectation nor his standard for the unique and authentic life he has called us to live. His plan for our life is much greater than people's unrealistic expectations of who we are to be. So let's consider the calling of Moses in Exodus 3. And it's a profound biblical story that beautifully illustrates the concept of embracing one's unique purpose. It's a powerful example of how one person can transform their life by recognizing and accepting their distinct role in the world. So, in this story, Moses, a shepherd living in exile, encounters a burning bush that miraculously does not consume itself. And as he approaches the bush, he hears the voice of God calling him by name. And God instructs Moses to remove his sandals, for he's standing on holy ground. And this act of removing the shoes, it signifies a profound shift in Moses' life as he's about to embark on a divine mission. God reveals to Moses that he has been chosen to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and into the promised land. And at first, Moses is filled with doubt and hesitation. He's questioning his abilities and qualifications for such a monumental task. He expresses his insecurities and reluctance, to this role, fearing that the Israelites will not believe him or follow him. However, God reassures Moses and provides him with the tools that he needs to support him to fulfill this purpose. His message to Moses is a clear affirmation of his unique calling and the importance of embracing it. He says, I will be with you, underscoring that Moses is not alone in this mission. And ultimately, Moses, he accepts the purpose and he becomes a central figure in the biblical narrative. He leads the Israelites through numerous trials and tribulations, demonstrating the incredible resilience in the face of adversity. His journey highlights the transformative power of embracing one's unique purpose as he evolves from a reluctant shepherd into a fearless leader, empowered by his faith in God. And so the story of Moses, it reminds us that each of us have this unique calling and purpose in our life, even if we may initially doubt our abilities or question our worthiness or try to live up to people's unrealistic expectations. Embracing that purpose, just as Moses did, can lead to remarkable personal growth and enable us to make a positive impact on the world. It teaches us that our uniqueness is not a hindrance, but a gift. And when we accept our calling, we achieve extraordinary things. So I empower you to accept who you are for who you are. When the world is trying to box you in, remember you have been created by God to stand out. Don't worry about your shortcomings. God expectations are tailored to our individual strength and weaknesses. So I want to share some practical ways that you can become more empowered through God's expectations. So first, understand God's love. His love for us is unconditional, and he loves each of us exactly as we are, flaws and all. Challenge perfectionism. Let go of that idea of perfectionism. Being imperfect, that's a part of being human. That's the human experience. Repeat phrases that reinforce the belief in God's plan for our life and our self-worth. So those positive affirmations. Psalm 139:14 is a great one. It says, I will praise you for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And this just means that our true worth comes from our creator, not from meeting societal standards. So if we live according to God's expectation for us, meaning that we embrace our uniqueness, we seek his guidance in our life. Study the scriptures. So focus on passages that discuss God's understanding of human limitations and his role in helping individuals overcome those challenges. And this just provides us with that comfort, a deeper spiritual connection with him. Service and giving. When we engage in acts of service and giving to others, it helps us to recognize that that we have these unique abilities, and it just makes us to have a positive impact on the world. And that just reinforces sense of purpose. So, dear friend, let's remember that life is too precious to be living according to someone else's script. So when we unsubscribe to these unrealistic expectations and embrace authenticity, we really discover the unique purpose and joy we are created for. So let's find our true selves and align with the expectations that truly matter, those by the one who has made us. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, stay true, stay authentic, and live your best life. Sincerely, Deedy.
Hey friend, thank you for growing with me today. Let's stay connected. So follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Sincerely Deedy. Subscribe to this podcast so that you can get first dibs on new episode drops. Also subscribe to our Sincerely Deedy YouTube channel to actually watch this episode. If you want more, you can join my growth and development community to get access to free resources, upcoming events, products and service offerings, exclusive updates, and so much more. Just visit the homepage of my Sincerely Deedy's website at www.sincerelydeedy.com and visit the section Grow Where Your Feet Are Planted. Until next time, go forth and do great things.